but really we've just got to finish in a good position, hopefully in the top 5 to win the championship.
So Burns left the start at Helmsley for some fast action in prime Yorkshire forestry. On to stage 1, Cropton, and fog was the major worry here. But Burns seemed to take it all in his stride, no matter what the conditions were. Behind him was Burns' major championship rival, Bill Barton, in his Metro 6R4. But he took things fairly easy on stage 1, setting 5th fastest time. Flying high, David Mann, still in with a mathematical chance of the title if Burns and Barton fail to finish. This rally saw the debut of this car, the new Group N Escort Cosworth, in the capable hands of works driver Gwyndaf Evans. Problems with the centre diff on the early stages caused a few moments, but soon all was well and the Escort was vying for the overall lead. Always the bridesmaid this year, Murray Grierson in his 6R4. But Murray was in a hurry, scoring fastest time on stage 1. But Irishman Stephen Findlay had other ideas and was soon past Grierson by the second stage and into a 5-second lead. Into Dalby now, a 16-mile stage incorporating many of the controversial chicanes. Burns was not taking things easy, moving into 5th place overall, with 2 non-registered drivers among the 4 in front of him. David Mann was hustling his Toyota along as quickly as he could. He had started to experience a problem which made the car cut out at awkward moments, but nonetheless he was 11 seconds behind Burns in 6th place. Findlay was holding on to his lead in the ex-Bertie Fisher Sapphire Cosworth and was out to try to repeat his success gained on the Kale Graphics Rally. But here he had a gear selection problem. Former contender for the title, Brian Bell, never really got into his stride on his return to rallying after his accident on the Border Rally. Dougie Watson-Clark struggled through 6 miles of Dalby with this rear puncture, losing 1 minute. But former national champion Ian Robertson stopped here in the quarry with a 6th-sounding Cosworth. Steve Smith was pressing on with the Lancia. But meanwhile, Robertson and co-driver John Flynn searched for petrol, only to discover later that a camshaft was broken. It may be an outdated car, but Phil Jones Manta with a 16-valve engine transplant went on to finish 13th and win his championship class. On now to stage 5, Langdale, and Grierson was struggling with a low-speed misfire which was losing him time to Barton. Burns and Reed in the Subaru were moving up the order, gaining places steadily. Mann overshoots in the Toyota. And the engine stops. This was the second such occurrence for David, losing vital time on the leaders. Findlay in the Cosworth had lost 4th gear already, but by the end of this stage, the gearbox gave up the fight and the talented Irishman was out. Evans was going well in the Escort Cosworth, the Group N car sharing the lead with Barton's Metro. But on the next stage, the front diff broke, ending what was primarily an on-event test session for the new car. Roger Duckworth overshoots the tight hairpin here. A quick 3-point turn, and away he goes in his 4x4 Sierra. Service at the fire tower in Dalby, and Barton is not entirely happy.
Don't like the chicanes much, but Are you in front of Richard at the moment?
Oh, yeah, yes, in the rally, yeah, but not in the championship. That's the main thing.
So what have you got to do to win the championship?
It's not what I've got to do, it's what he's got to do. He's got to break down.
Just doing what we have to, I think, with the championship, and keeping within sight of Bill Barton, who's like our main contender. So just doing the job.
So things stand, you can sort of hold position.
Yeah, I think so. We're quite close to the guys. I think he's in second place. We're probably around third place now. So as long as we just hold station, we haven't got too many miles to go. I think another 8 in the forest and another 4 on tarmac. So just fingers crossed that everything goes okay.
Into the last of the forest stages, and Burns was still holding third place, maintaining a steady pace and going for a safe finish. Grierson was still making up time on Barton, setting fastest time on stage 8, but he was still the best part of 40 seconds behind his rival Metro driver. Quickest time on this stage fell to Chris Mellors in yet another 4x4 Sapphire. He was making a good run to 7th place. Charlie Payne ran a little wide on his way to a fine 6th place, just ahead of Mellors in a tight battle. And Nigel Worswick, on his first forest rally since last year's RAC, had forced his way up to 5th. Into the final 2 stages, held through a foggy Harrogate Showground, and Barton took fastest time on both runs to take victory. As 1.6R4 arrived at the final time control, Grierson tried all he could, but had to settle for second, 34 seconds adrift of Barton. David Mann held 4th, having had a frustrating day, with his engine cutting out at slow hairpins. Bill Barton arrived at the stage finish, and Richard Burns' manager David Williams checked his times and waited nervously for his Subaru to appear. He didn't have long to wait. Richard made his tidy way through the twists and turns of the showground, safe in 3rd place. The tension mounted at the finish, but the Subaru appeared round the final bend, and a jubilant team welcomed the new Mintex National Rally champion. No mean achievement for a 21-year-old, a young man with a great rallying future ahead of him. At the finish, the top 3 lined up outside the hotel at the end of the final round of the Mintex National Series. Confirmation of the results: Metro 6R4's 1st and 2nd in the hands of Bill Barton and Murray Grierson. Richard Burns takes 3rd in the championship, ahead of David Mann's Celica, with Nigel Worswick and Charlie Payne in 5th and 6th respectively. So, outside the hotel, Richard Burns learns how to spray champagne, something he's going to be doing a lot of in the future.
We've had a very trouble-free run today, actually, which I'm very grateful for. So we've just been really going through and counting the miles as they go past, hoping the finish will get closer.